Welcome back to live coverage of YCS Ghent. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your patience. You're awesome. So right now we're going to be doing a feature match of the ones that are going to be around X1, the X2 range, the ones that are going to be, pretty much in a bubble, or at least need to secure their 15 points to make it into day 2. We have 2 more rounds left. 2 duelists, 1 winner. Let's see what happens. So, in the red corner, we have Marcus Patel. So the current... Come in closer, man. Don't be scared of me. I won't bite you. It's okay. So he's the current UK champion. But there's also one cool and interesting fact. He's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! A really long time. Could you tell me a bit about it?
I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2010, which I think is like 9 years from now. And I was playing when I was really young, and I just enjoyed it ever since then. I've been going, my dad used to take me to all the events, and it's a big part of my life.
So you hear all you future younger Dragon duelists, have your parents support your hobby, enjoy what you do, have them come, tell them, Dad, I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Please. Have them have support it. So how do you feel about today? How, you're 4-1, you're kind of just, chilling, trying to figure out like, okay, maybe that one match I probably shouldn't have dropped. Do you think, you could probably pick it up in this one, or you think, well, we'll see where the chips fall?
I feel very confident about my deck choice. There's 6 more rounds, and I feel I can win. I can win most of them to be able to get into top cut.
Oh, okay. Is that a bit of fire spit in your direction? Okay, but you can take a seat. Thank you, Henman. So now we have Aaron Henman from the blue corner.
Hey.
So how are you doing, buddy? Come on in. Water's fine. Okay, cool. So how are you feeling about the event today?
It's pretty good. I was supposed to be 0-3 drop, playing a bit of a meme, but it's gone too well. I was 4-0, and then just got destroyed by Salamangreat last round, but happens.
So the deck is still alive. I guess, Gazelle to 1 isn't enough to keep it down. Probably is doing pretty well now, sitting 5-0, pretty. So then, I've seen you a lot of times during the events, a lot of events and stuff. So what's different from it now, kind of being on the outside looking in and just having a bit of fun to kind of just playing a meme, going your run and you're like, oh, okay, this is different, this is new.
I got kids now, so I'm just happy to get away from them for a weekend. I can't tell you that. Just get away with the lads, and it's just have a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! On the side, and then normally I would do a bit of rubbish, play some side events, and then hit the pool.
Okay, just enjoying their relaxing time, having a bit of vacation, enjoying the culture that is the Ghent YCS at the moment. So, take a seat. So the cool, interesting thing, before we got them on the feature match area, they already chose who would be going first, and Marcus chose to go first since he won the die roll. So we're not going to keep you waiting. They're ready. I'm ready. I know you guys are ready. And we'll be hitting it over to the casters booth.
Hey, the new guys are here. All right, so this is round 6. We are super hyped for this match.
Yes,
As
we are.
you have already heard, the good old Aaron is playing a bit of a meme deck.
Absolutely.
Doesn't seem to be playing like a meme deck because he is 4-1 right now. That's pretty strong, especially for YCS.
Absolutely.
It's such a diverse format. I love that this works. And
I think
really
they're already ready to play. And I mean, we already are like a little bit behind. So I think we should go into the match already and see what they're playing. And then we can talk about what they're playing and explain that in depth. So let's go over to the players.
Okay.
They waited long enough. You guys waited long enough as well. And you can already see the one deck being for Marcus Patel, Lunalight Orcust.
Yes.
That's a pick a lot of people made, actually.
Indeed, and it's like the favorite pick of all of us casters. Like this deck is going to win the event, and we're now going to.
It's already set, as you're saying it.
I mean, it's a prediction, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think I said it already on stream, but I'm definitely on that side as well. I already said it before the event. I think Lunalight Orcust is really, really a good deck to play. And Aaron, like, his deck name states other.
Yeah,
but
we have to take a walk and get into our time machine.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Let's travel back far and wide
Back
to
into the future.
2015. Yes, 2015.
Look
and
at all these old cards, and he's really like. I mean, Solemn Judgment is even older. That's
Yeah.
seen a lot more play recently, but Bunbuku. Normally, Bunbuku was only there to search out Kirin back in the days in like Pendulum decks, but Aaron
This
actually
is-
chose the route to go pure Magic Spectre.
No, not pure, not pure.
Okay,
He is
okay.
playing
He
the
brought some
popular-
more
yes,
stuff.
He is playing the Spice. He's playing the Wind Witch. Let's summon Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon control deck. Yeah.
And you
So-
say it's a control deck. Normally,
Yeah.
Pendulum decks nowadays tend to be very aggressive turn 1 decks, just creating a big board and then from there on making the opponent scoop. But he's actually going a very different route because if you count his counter traps in the main deck, you will come to a
Yep.
total of 10 counter traps.
That's 10 counter traps.
yeah.
That's like more traps than
Other guys
like
nearly
he
plays
is-
like more counter traps than other guys at least. Yeah.
most of the people don't even play 10 normal traps.
Yeah.
But he's
Exactly.
going ham on this one, and also you can see it in his hand. He has Solemn Judgment, he has Warning, he has Bunbuku and Ice Bell and Desires. That's a crazy start, but he
Going
unfortunately
first would be
lost-
such a great
Yes,
hand.
he lost
yeah.
the dice roll to the arguably strongest combo deck we have in the game right now.
That is absolutely true. And see that interesting decision in Marcus' hand. He actually decided to play Nibiru in the main deck.
Yep. I mean, Nibiru is not going to come in too handy in this matchup.
Seems like a pretty good discard turn 1, right? When you trigger all your...
Yeah, but you don't
Monsters.
know your opponent's deck, so maybe you kind of have to catch him off guard with Nibiru, and if you're playing like a lot of Orcust cards, then you can still outgrind your opponent, if he kind of somehow manages to break your board.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But look at that. Marcus' hand wasn't too good
No,
because he wasn't able to actually get into a rank 4 play
No Lunalights on his
before
board.
going into the Orcust combo. And he has a Harper laying around there, so that would mean he could use it for a rank 4, but there's no additional plays. Oh, but he has Eradicator,
Yeah.
which is
The hard draw
potentially better.
Eradicator.
But let's look at the hand. He only
Oh,
has
yeah.
one spell in hand. That is not very big of a...
Yeah, but he
issue
has
there.
the Crescendo, doesn't he? So he can just negate the normal summon of Bunbuku. Bunbuku can't be destroyed, but he can be banished. Oh wait, yes, the Ice Spell as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
still, like Judgment and Warning are amazing counter traps. But if
Absolutely.
your opponent's board is already established, they're not doing too much. Like
Cannot break boards,
They
yeah.
actually just hurt you because they are paying so many life points for these strong
Okay, he's
summon
using
agents.
Crescendo on the Ice Spell. Does that mean that Aaron can now normal summon the Bunbuku? It does, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like crazy.
It is a monster you can summon, so it's not too bad. So what does he search out here? Bunbuku can
He might
generally
go
search for...
Every monster. So
Every
he goes for a
monster in the
QB. So now
Yeah.
he has scale 2 and 5 in hand, as he also has Ogama.
Yeah,
As
we
we-
talked about the deck a little bit, and you told me, like, Pendulum summoning with the deck, even though it's all Pendulum monsters, isn't really common, right?
No, you're not really doing that most of the time. It's not playing like a pendulum-style deck.
Yeah. It really is a grindy deck, and look at Aaron's face. I think he's like so surprised about the outcome of the event so far. As he already said, he was about to have a nice weekend with his lads, and then he comes here being 4-1, being the featured match of round number
Yeah.
6. That's just pretty cool. And he's also a well-known face to YCS events. As he said, he's basically traveling to every single one, so
But,
you know his face.
The current UK national champion, Marcus
Yeah.
Patel, is trying, and he's looking forward to putting an end to the winning streak of Aaron. I mean, the winning streak has stopped in the last round, but still 4-1 is great. And
Yeah. He did search for the Kyubi, as you said. 2 traps, and on top of that, Marcus now knows what the traps are because he saw it with
Yep.
Eradicator, so he can just play around them however he wants. He knows that he cannot really commit to one big summon because then that will be met by the strike.
yeah,
And oh no, it's warning plus
Judgment.
judgment, right? Okay, so but then it's met by a warning, so it doesn't really make a difference at all. Yeah, so Marcus Patel has all the informations he needs, and he's about to go into some Orcust plays. But it's really unfortunate for him that he has no Lunalight plays at all, because all these Lunalight cards in the graveyard are also as Orcust cards, resources for your next turn. You can just trigger them again. If you have that Tiger left in your scale, you can use it again, bounce it, and so on. And you just have so many opportunities to actually kill your opponent on your second turn.
that's Boral Sword Dragon. That's going to
Oh.
be met by Solemn Judgment.
That's what I meant.
He also, like, that was very smart, because now he takes 4,000 damage from... I'm actually holding up 5 fingers, and I don't know why.
Good that you guys cannot do that.
He takes 4,000 damage from it, and now he has Solemn Judgment to meet the skeleton. But that's much more damage.
Yeah, but does he have a way to actually finish the game then? 2,000
He
points.
needs to deal 2,000 damage somehow.
It looked like he wanted to attack with the Hapor. Oh no, he has Tsuchinoko left.
Tsuchinoko, and then he can go into another Galatea.
Yeah.
And special summons out something. He also should have the World Wand in the graveyard, unless he has used it already.
I think he has, yeah. It looked like he just normal summons the Tsuchinoko. Or, I mean, was it his only card in hand? Then he could have also
Nibiru.
used it.
He had the
right,
Rocky
Nibiru.
Boy.
Yeah. So he probably really just normal summoned it.
But
Still, it is the first game for Magnus. Aaron realized he cannot do anything about that anymore. But I think it's fair to expect that he has a lot of better options going into game 2 when he's actually able to go first, when he can resolve his counter traps for more effective plays, for more effectiveness at all.
Now, there's my favorite part of the matches, which is absolutely not true.
Why though?
Like, let's look at the side
Side
decks.
decks. Yeah.
So
that's pretty funny and pretty interesting, I think.
He plays Jaugen the Spiritist.
To what date does that card date back? It's like very old as well.
Yeah.
I think it's wasn't it in Pharaoh's Servant? It's like a very old card for sure.
Yeah.
And it's very effective still, because it says your opponent cannot special summon monsters, right?
Yeah, and you can special summon it out with Spellbook of Judgment. Oh, wait.
That's back in the days as well. Okay, so let's look at the rest.
Yeah, he also has Secret Village of the Spellcasters.
How much do you like Secret Village versus the Lunalight Orcust deck? I mean, your opponent cannot activate your scales, I guess?
I would answer that with a no. I don't think it's... Like, he probably has more useful options.
Okay, but
like
I mean,
Nibiru.
Let's see the total of Marcus Patel's spell cards. He's playing 9, 11, 13 in the main deck, and then he also has some pendulum monsters like Tiger. So that's quite a big portion of his deck. So I think it might be worth to actually side in the Secret Villages.
Yeah, but Secret Village can be outed so easily by just attacking over a monster if you don't start with Ties of the Brethren. Also, Phoenix can get rid of the card quite easily before you do your stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I do agree.
Also, if he goes first, he can't really side many cards out. Like, he plays Ties, he wants to keep that. He plays Extravagance, he wants to keep that. The Pegasus, the Terraforming, the Desires. The 11 trap cards, obviously.
They will be in the deck, I guess, in game 2, yeah.
He can, like, all the cards he has are better.
Yeah.
And he plays good stuff for going second. He's probably also going to play the Jaugen, if he can protect it properly.
Oh yeah, the Jaugen might be even better. Better than Secret Village, at least.
What do you think of the Jaugen, actually, in this deck? Like, do you can pendulum summon it out?
Yeah, I guess that's mostly the plan there.
Yeah, but okay, so they started off. Iron Henman opens up with Magispector, Raccoon, Bunbuku. He has Pegasus in hand.
A lot of monsters
Yeah.
and Pegasus. That completes his hand. We can just quickly look at the Pegasus, a card that is not very well known, because back in the days
Only way
that
to play
card
Kirin.
wasn't even... Yeah, but that's true. Kirin is on the artwork. But what does it actually do? Because a lot of people probably don't know, so just tell them.
Pegasus, first of all, pushes the attack points of your Magispector monsters or your Wind Spellcasters.
That's a good start.
Yeah. And you can banish one of your... or tribute one of your... spell. No, you... Wait, you banish it or you spell...
Let's just see.
You can tribute, you tribute one Wind Spellcaster type monster, and when you special summon out a Magispector monster from your deck, you can't special summon Kirin though. It's unfortunately it's restricted to level 4 or lower, and also Kirin is right now waiting on the Forbidden and Limited list.
Yeah. Oh, but let's look at that. He actually was able to perform his first Pendulum summon of the game, and he summoned out the Ogama, the Toad, and that Toad is actually able to get you a spell or trap. Oh.
Yeah, and he has
Oh, he decided on the Tornado, which can pop opponents' cards, right?
Yeah, but he also had the Tempest, but Tempest is working like a strike if you tribute your monster.
Yeah.
So there
very unfortunate that Marcus immediately shows off Visage Wind Twister.
Yeah,
so Aaron sits there without any interruption once again.
Yeah, and there's a tanky, there's a hard draw Zephyros, the elite.
Also a hard draw Crescendo, which isn't optimal, but that actually makes your Galatea being kind of useless because it cannot search anymore. Because Marcus also decided to not play Babel.
Okay.
That's a decision like quite a few Lunalight players have made, because you usually just OTK, and what do you need the Babel there for then? Because if you don't OTK, if you're going first in turn 1, Crescendo is always better, because the field is way better with Crescendo, because you can protect your Eradicator activation or your Order if you're siding Order. And after that, the Babel is kind of useless because you're just OTKing anyways. Yeah. But let's see how he can go up here. We already see 2 level 4s being on the field. Like, not we saw in game 1. He wasn't able to actually summon 2 level 4 monsters, but now he can. And what is a good hand trap versus, what is a good level rank 4 Exceed versus Magispector even? Is he playing Tornado Dragon? He probably is, right? That's like pretty good.
Yeah, he's playing Tornado Dragon. I think he's not going for it, because he can also just go into Phoenix and get rid of 1 back row and then start his Orcust combo. He can even discard the Zephyros. Oh, he doesn't.
Oh.
He does not go
for that. I mean, he still needs to discard for the Mermaid, and now he probably discards the Zephyros, right?
Yeah, he also has another Twin Twister, so he does not really need to remove.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and it's so good that Zephyros can actually bounce your tanky, and so you will be able to have it back in your hand as a resource. That is pretty strong. Orcust Nightmare hitting the field. This is not looking too great for Aaron. And Marcus just calmly picking all his moves there. He definitely play-tested a lot with that Lunalight deck. Lunalight cards actually have been around for a while, and it's pretty crazy to see that this deck is now all of a sudden just making so big moves, and all of the good players are picking up the decks. That's really like a crazy dynamic, I think, because it was like all of a sudden everyone was like, this deck now is the best deck.
Yeah, and especially like even when the deck wasn't the best deck, but it was just not known. Like Raphael Naven won a YCS with it.
Yeah. And everybody thought it's a one-hit wonder from there on.
Yeah, but it really wasn't. The deck has performed in many different shades so far, and he's actually trying to go for the OTK. He's going to summon Leading Gears to send away the QB, attack with Boral Sword over the Ogama. Okay, you can swap those around. The Boral Sword is always going to make deal 3,000 damage over your cards. So he attacks over QB. The handshake was offered, and Marcus Patel, in a quick fashion, manages
that was a rush.
Win versus Aaron Henman. And yeah, I think we're going to discuss this game a bit in our post-match discussion.
There we are. Yeah, that was really quick and fast, showing us once again why that Lunalight deck is so good. He did not actually create a very powerful turn 1 board. There's a lot more to see from that deck. Probably we'll see that in future feature matches. But going second, it just takes apart so many boards. That board of Aaron wasn't too good, but still he kind of threw it away.
I mean, it was really strong, but the Twin Twisters just killed it.
That's true.
The Twin Twisters just killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was way too quick.
So I'm just checking, because I want to discuss a bit about the Lunalight Orcust deck.
Yeah, sure.
And especially about one card, as we were saying that older cards were being picked up again. What do you think about Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King in Lunalight?
This card has been off the radar for, I think, 5 years or so now.
Yeah, people picked it up during Zoo format and then really quickly decided to drop it again.
That's actually true, but the first effect to search out tanky already is pretty powerful. Yeah. You just have a +1 on summon, cool. Yeah. But the other effect, to just be a skill drain for the turn, I mean, your opponent built up a whole Thunder board, having double Colossus Titan or so, and then you just say, okay, actually, our Thunder monsters can be destroyed by battle now very easily, and also I can search with my cards. So.
I mean, your opponent needs to use the Titan effect to destroy something.
It's just such a good bait, actually, with that Tiger King. Or you may even have to use that before. So
Thunder is really popular at this event, and I think that's like the best matchup for Lunalight that you could get at all. as
it really is. That Tiger King makes it so good, so favorable.
Either your opponent plays into your Nibiru by building up a big board. So many people aren't playing Tiger King, so they're relying on just outing the board with the Dingirsu and other cards basically.
Yeah, sure.
And like if your opponent doesn't commit into your Nibiru, then he ends on 1 Colossus and possible back row.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can out that with a Twin Twister if you want. If you want to side in Twin Twister, would you side in a Twin Twister versus Thunder Dragon?
Versus Thunder Dragon? I don't think I would know.
I would 100%.
Sure?
Yes, of course.
But what is your main target then?
My main target.
What is the main card you're afraid of, I would say? Is it Summon Limit?
It is Summon Limit, it is Solemn Strike, it is Paleozoic Dynamiscus.
Okay, I get that.
I mean, the deck is really strong right now because it can easily dodge the powerful effect of Nibiru, the Primal Being.
That's actually true, correct.
And while putting up 1 Colossus, you're not being too much of a threat. So if you set like a Dynamiscus or especially Summon Limit, if you manage to end up on a fusion in your graveyard, and a Colossus, you can in the next turn search out Duo, and then you can destroy every monster, so your opponent can never go into Nightmare Phoenix. And I think that is one of the only ways in which you, one of the only scenarios in which you win versus Lunalight Orcust when you're playing Thunder. When your opponent does not Twin Twister your Summon Limit. Which, or Macrocosmos.
Macrocosmos also very good. What do you think about Dimension Shifter in
Dimension Shifter is
one of the new cards of the team.
Yeah, the card is so high risk, high reward. You're playing so many draw cards, so you might draw into it, and of course it's a banish target for Allure, but you're not always going to want to banish this card. You would rather get rid of your Darks or your Rosenhead. And I think we have talked enough about this matchup, so why don't we just go over to the interview?
Hey, thanks, Leo. You know, that was blindingly fast, man. Come on. What's going on?
I think it was very important I went first. If you saw his hand, it was Ice Spell, Judgment, Warning. Judgment, Warning. If he had started, he would have set up Crystal Wing. I think the Magic Spectre would have got him another trap negation that I would have had to play through 4 negates, and I think I would have struggled a lot. My game 1, my hand wasn't that strong. I had to reveal Jackalope into another monster just to do Orcust plays. Luckily, I had the Eradicator to see if he might have had a stronger hand. The Eradicator might have stopped him. But game 1, winning the dice roll was very important. Game 2, the Twin Twister made the game a lot easier because he didn't draw anything to negate the Twin Twister. The traps, the traps me in the graveyard meant he had nothing to stop me from OTKing him, and the game was done like that.
Okay, well, it was done like that. So then, going into the next, few rounds, because you got 2, you could lose 1. You could spare losing 1, right? So how do you feel your deck choice, even after this match, going into this matchup? Do you think that this deck that you chose, after how much months did you even have of testing?
I think the deck choice is good as long as I don't make any misplays, because I feel like you don't have enough luck to misplay, because when you misplay, maybe that game you should have won, and there might be another match that you lose because of bricking. Pretty much just try and play perfectly, and hopefully I get there.
Okay, so then more or less there's some games that are way out of your control, and there are some ones that you can kind of say, you know what, I probably could have made a difference in that game. It's more come to the player's skill, your concentration, your focus, your determination. Well, Marcus, thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Like any small little things and small little words of advice you probably want to give any duelists to probably think, well, this deck is kind of aight, or, maybe think of, any other feedback and stuff.
Definitely try and have fun while playing, because when you're having fun when playing, you want to play a lot more, and when you play a lot more, you get a lot better. Get a lot better at the game. Also, it's nice having a nice group of friends around you as well to support you when playing, because then you'll just enjoy the game a lot together.
Okay, having a smaller test group, having a group of friends who will support your hobby, and having a parent caring and bringing you to events are all you're going to need. So thank you, Marcus, for tuning in. Thank you guys for stopping by. And we'll see you real soon after this.